What's up, everybody? This is Josh back here for Inside Wrestling Truth. The video that I'm going to make today is going to be my top 5 worst WrestleManias. Uh, last week I did a couple WrestleMania videos. I said I was going to be doing them. Hadn't had time to get around to doing one this week, but that's the one we're going to do today. Couple things going on. First thing on, Friday, we got Louisville and Kentucky in the Sweet 16 go-karts. Uh, Second thing, I have an interview with Billy the P, a veteran in the independents. He's a manager. Definitely go check him out. Go check his video out tomorrow. It'll be good. Then I'm going to touch on the Scott Hall thing that's been going on online on the internet. A lot of people are upset that he got in as Razor Ramon and not Scott Hall. I found out yesterday morning. There's a wrestling radio station nearby, and I was listening to it, and everybody that's upset about that, there's no need to be upset. He will, if The Rock doesn't go in next year, Scott Hall will go in the Hall of Fame again with Hogan and Nash as the NWO, and if not next year, the year after. So that should calm some people down. Something else that I wanted to touch on. I'll probably make a video about next week or something. Is CM Punk. A lot of people are saying that CM Punk has tarnished his legacy for leaving the WWE. I don't really see how that's so. CM Punk is a great wrestler. Just because one leaves the WWE doesn't mean their legacy is tarnished. I mean, CM Punk is a true wrestler. I mean, I'm not trying to knock nobody or nothing, but the WWE really doesn't. I mean, like, there's not a whole lot of wrestling going on their shows that I see. So for somebody to leave the WWE, I don't see their legacy being tarnished. And Punk will be back in the company one day. Everybody needs to calm down. But let's get into this video. These are my top 5 worst WrestleManias. I know some people will be like, dude, you're stupid, you're crazy, whatever, the usual that I get. But if you feel different, feel free to comment. Feel free to tell me your top 5 worst WrestleManias. But let's get into it. My top 5 worst WrestleManias. Coming in at number 5 is WrestleMania 2. A lot of people think was a historic WrestleMania, but I just watched it a couple nights ago. I just never really can get into this WrestleMania. I just feel that they had too much going on for that WrestleMania. You had 3 events in 3 different cities. Was it Chicago, New York, and LA? Just to have it at one event, and then the matches on the card that night weren't that great. The big main event was supposed to be Hogan and Bundy. Wow, that was horrible. We had Mr. T and Piper in a boxing match. That was stupid. I thought. A lot of people think that WrestleMania 2 was great, and it's it's a legendary event and all that. But just to me, I just felt it was one of the worst WrestleManias that they ever came out with. A big build up. You're coming back from the first WrestleMania, but you would thought it would have been better. I didn't. I didn't enjoy it at all. So that's why it's number 5 on my list. Number 4 on my list is WrestleMania 27 from Atlanta. I just did not dig this WrestleMania at all. The only match that I mean, Punk and Orton was magic. I love that match. It's sad we couldn't see them work more together. I like that match a lot. Undertaker Triple H wasn't as bad. It was a good match, but it wasn't good as their second one at WrestleMania 28. Other than that, you had nothing on the card. You had Sheamus and Daniel Bryan was the pre-match for the world title. Who puts the world title in the pre-match? And it was like 30 seconds long. We had an 8-man tag match that made no sense with the Core and Kane and Big Show and Kofi Kingston. We had Edge and Alberto Del Rio, uh, which was boring to me. I didn't dig it at all. Michael Cole, Jarrett Waller. Then we had, John Cena and The Miz. Just a bore fest. I just really got boring with this. This match was just boring to me. Um, Not because of John Cena, because of The Miz. And it was hosted by The Rock, and I feel like they focused more on The Rock in this WrestleMania than they did the matches, and it was just boring to me. That's why it's number 4 on my list. I just didn't like it at all. Number 3 on my list is WrestleMania 15. This comes from a time when wrestling was really, really hot. Don't get me wrong, the main event between Rock and Austin was awesome. But the rest of the show, to me, just feels like they threw it together at last minute. Really boring, really goofy matches. Uh, this is where Undertaker hangs the big boss man. They focused on Austin and Rock, and they did really good on that. But for the rest of the card, I just felt like it was goofy or stupid matches or just boring to me. I really, really did not enjoy it. Um, Number 2 on my list, WrestleMania 9. Uh, WrestleMania 9 had a great build up to it. It was at Caesar's Palace outside. But once the event got there, it just did not deliver. We had Luger and Perfect, Two Doinks and Crush, Steiners and the Head Shrinkers. Who else? The Mega Maniacs and Money Inc. Tatanka and Shawn Michaels. And then the main event. I really didn't like the main event. Bret and Yoko was good, but I felt like whoever won that match should have left with the title. I think having Hogan come down and win the belt in 20 seconds or whatever it was just stupid. It was really a slap in the face to Bret and Yokozuna both. Um, Hogan only had the belt for 2-3 months and dropped it right back to Yokozuna. I just thought that was stupid. I just thought that this pay-per-view didn't deliver. And I thought the matches were mediocre at best. WrestleMania 9. And then my number 1 worst WrestleMania all time is WrestleMania 11. I believe it was. I'm not real sure where that one took place. I can't remember. But it was horrible. I watched it the other night just to remember how horrible it was. Just nothing there, nothing interesting. I like the Razor and Jeff Jarrett match, but that was about it. We opened up the show with the Eli and Jacob Blue versus Bulldog and Luger. That was just to make Luger and Bulldog look good. You had Shawn Michaels and Nash, Diesel, a couple other matches that just didn't mean nothing. And then the main event didn't make any sense to me. You had Bam Bam Bigelow, one of the greatest big men of all time, versus LT. And from the jump to the end, they had the NFL make the WWE look bad on their biggest day of the year, WrestleMania. It just pretty much made the WWF look weak. You have all these NFL players coming in, beating up the $1 Million Corporation. LT going over on Bigelow. I just felt it was stupid and out of place. Even if you had LT go over, I can understand that, but make it the match real close and have LT go over. I just didn't like that. I didn't like it. It made the WWF look weak. In my mind, WrestleMania 11 was just horrible, and it not only is it the worst WrestleMania, it's one of the worst WWF pay-per-views ever. It's just horrible, and that's why it's number one on my list. WrestleMania 11 by far was pathetic. Um, this has been my top five worst WrestleManias. I know they probably could have been different order. Probably could have threw different ones in. Uh, but that's just my opinion. That's what YouTube's about. This is about your opinions. Let me know what your top five worst WrestleManias are of all time. Like I said, I have Billy the Peas video coming tomorrow. I'll have another WrestleMania. I have one more WrestleMania video. Next week will be the WrestleMania top 10 WrestleManias of all time. And then I'll have my WrestleMania predictions. I'm getting kind of excited for WrestleMania finally. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Like I always say, guys, get your money and pay your bills. Peace.